Today, we are checking out one of Bricky's videos because that's what everyone said. For me to get into the Warhammer lore, I needed to watch his video. So we are watching What is Warhammer 40,000? The timeline of 40K lore. If you enjoy the video, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully, as long as this video does well, just like the last one did, I'll be doing more Warhammer stuff. Because I've always wanted to get into this, I'm not gonna lie. Finally, I'm doing it, as long as you all are interested. Let's check it out.
Grim darkness of the 41st millennium exists the Empire of Man, a backwards carcass of an empire comprised...
Do we need subtitles? It's auto-generated? Fuck that.
...of many devoted forces, gigantic robot knights,
holy shit, that's a
machine cultists,
yo,
and incredibly heavily armored women, most likely.
Okay, good. I'm glad that he's gonna talk about
machine cultists.
They're
incredibly heavily armored women, most likely with sweltering abs, and one.
Oh, okay. Damn, this is also, holy shit, she big as hell.
No,
oh my god.
What those abs taste like.
Hey, yo, pause. Okay. Is this gamer subs? Holy shit. They have a
gamer subs flavor is here. Sweet six-pack has arrived. A delicious.
Wait, bro has a gamer subs? A flavor that is sweet six-pack? That's crazy.
And a refreshing cherry pineapple blend.
Ooh, that sounds good. Cherry pineapple, not gonna lie. This is an ad and I'm pausing for the ad. Okay, so now the Warhammer stuff. Let's go. All right. A logo.
The age of knowledge and enlightenment has ended.
Damn.
The age of darkness has begun.
Warhammer is beyond the age of knowledge and enlightenment. That shit's over. No more knowledge, no more enlightenment. That's crazy. Just war.
Roughly 60 million years ago, there existed aliens. And these aliens lived short, painful lives. They belonged to radiation-stricken worlds and often died of various cancers before the age of 30. These aliens, the necron tier, looked
holy fuck
stars and found extreme beings of real power, beings with the ability to create life, the old ones of the galaxy. They asked these old ones for help, please.
So aliens, they're dying. They ask these old ones, okay,
please cure us of our ailments, to which the old ones said, piss off. So
yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Fuck you.
Did the sensible thing. They declared war upon these old beings and were promptly beaten into the dirt back to their short,
that's wild,
painful lives. In the world of Warhammer, there is a hell. This hell is not like you and I know it. It's more of an afterlife, a place where dead souls end up. This place has many names: the Empyrean, the Sea of Souls, the Immaterium, and the Ether. But most
damn, they got a lot of names for this place.
Call it the Warp.
The Warp.
You and I know of hell as a place of horrors and punishment.
So when you die, your soul goes to the warp?
That's not in the beginning. It's energy.
That kind of sounds cool, not gonna lie. For your soul to go to the warp?
But the kind of energy formed from thought and soul, psychic.
Oh wait, do they use the deaths of people in order to warp? Like, because I think of the term warp and I think of like space travel.
Where the dead souls of people end up in a place that is impossible to understand. No laws of reality exist.
Oh shit.
Time is merely a suggestion, and it is not something that can be braved easily. The warp would be like sailing the ocean in a pirate movie. To jump from your ship would be certain death. To stay in the sea for too long on your boat could drive a man mad. And there are many dangerous things lurking in those depths.
Ooh, interesting.
The sea is not evil. It simply is.
Okay, that's an interesting way.
There are more
wait, it simply is what?
Is. Mostly. There are malevolent beings in those waters, areas that you do not sail towards. This would be known as the realm of chaos. The realm of chaos exists in the warp as a special area led by 3 chaos gods. Khorne,
chaos gods,
combat, murder, and slaughter. With a
bro looks like a badass. Holy shit, and he's massive too. Uh-oh.
Pile of skulls taken in his
Khorne.
Tzeentch.
Khorne, like the band.
god of change, mystery, and deceit, a confusing paradox of lies, schemes, and sorceries.
Loki.
And Nurgle, god of rot, pestilence, and Genshin impact. All
Oh, damn. Damn, roasted. That's crazy.
things rot in the end, and Grandfather Nurgle is waiting for you with open arms. These gods ruled their respective realm in the warp, sending their many followers against each other in the great game to be the most powerful of all the gods. So the warp exists.
And this is different from the old. The old ones are not gods. And these guys might be gods in name only, but like in title only, but they're not actually gods. I don't know exactly. Because some people, you know, think of like pharaohs. Pharaohs call themselves gods. I don't know if they're actually gods or if they just call themselves gods.
Hell is real, parallel to our galaxy, with the realm of chaos and its gods fighting for control.
Realm of chaos, okay.
There are also gods of real space, gods of the normal world too. They're called Catan, and they eat stars.
You think?
Holy shit. Holy shit, they eat stars? Yo, way to one-up Galactus. Galactus over here eating planets. Bitch, planets.
God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
These star gods saw the plight of our poor Necron tier and how the old ones cast them aside and said, you know what? You guys...
Ooh, so the old ones... the old ones are an advanced civilization, right? A very capable advanced civilization. That's what it seems like they said. They create life and stuff, right? These guys eat sun. Like these are way closer to gods.
Want immortality? Oh, we will make it happen. We are the
Holy
gods
shit.
of the tangible, of real space. We can give you a cure. So then they ate all their souls and turned them into robotic automaton, feasting on their souls and leaving a hollow shell of an intelligence left that is technically immortal, with the power.
Okay, so wait, whoa, so the aliens were all dying out, and they get help from these gods to become immortal robot aliens?
Of an entire species' souls, they turned their new robotic slaves on the old ones and hunted them to extinction. The Necron tier, now the soulless, undying Necrons, got their wish at the price of their souls. But we can...
Oh, they paid their souls to be undying. That's a good question. Would you do that? You know, would you pay your soul to be undying?
The number of kind gods on an amputated hand. With time, the selfish star god...
Oh, that's probably a reference to something.
Kind gods on an
Rogel Dorn model leak. I don't understand.
Amputated hand. With time, the selfish star gods turned on each other, fighting one another for more chances at glory and power. With this, the leader of the Necrons...
So the Catan were fighting one another. I wonder how that settled. What was the settlers of Catan? No, I'm just kidding.
Zarek, the Silent King, the man who doomed his species when he accepted this deal, waited, planned, bide his time until he seized the perfect moment and turned his legions of undead citizens against the star gods. Gods cannot be killed, but they can be broken. So Zarek broke the star gods into thousands of pieces and locked...
Wait.
This deal, waited, planned, doomed his leader of the Necrons, Zarek.
So the leader of the Necrons
turned his legions of undead citizens against the star gods.
Got the ability to be undying, soulless robots, and then turned against the ones that gave them that ability. Holy shit.
Gods cannot be killed, but they can be broken. So Zarek broke the star gods into thousands of pieces and locked them away in vaults, taking their free will away as they did to them, and sealed them away as basically Pokemon to be used as weapons in the future.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu!
It's the Void Dragon.
Zarek then, with his perfect
It's the Void Dragon, okay.
memory, exiled himself for his sins, flying out to the darkness between galaxies to atone for what he had done. This entire situation, the genocide of the Old Ones and the rebellion of Zarek, will go down in history as the War in Heaven.
War in Heaven. Yo, it's kind of hype, though. These necrons kind of cool, bro. They were aliens dying off way too quick. Said, yo, who could help us? They paid their souls to live forever, essentially, become undying, and then went on to fucking betray the guys that gave them that ability, locked them up so they could use them to their advantage. Holy shit.
War the galaxy has ever seen and ever will see.
That's fucking
It was a
crazy.
conflict that took an entire galaxy-spanning species and pitted them against gods that ate stars. The Necrons, rather crippled from, you know, the war in heaven, decided to go to sleep in gigantic tomb worlds on various planets until the
Oh, so after all that shit went down, they said, all right, hibernation mode, activate. They literally, yo, these robots literally went into sleep mode. They actually did. They actually turned on sleep mode.
upstart species of the galaxy died out. And so turns out when you have a war that lasts tens, hundreds of thousands of years and involves the genociding of multiple species, the old ones of the galaxy, and the consumption of souls from an entire race, the warp gets a little wacky. You know,
Because I don't want to be paused on that frame. Because because the warp is fed by the souls. They fed that shit. They fed that shit.
souls from an entire race, the warp gets a little wacky. You know, if you had a kiddie pool and it was nice and calm, Korn is over there splashing about, so you don't really go in that direction. Nurgle has explosive diarrhea, so you don't really go in that direction either, but you can still kind of get in the pool. The pool's still fine. Turns out when you add a couple trillion souls to that kiddie pool, it'll make the waves a little more turbulent.
Oh, it doesn't
And
expand.
Turns out
Okay, so it doesn't expand. It just gets more chaotic.
of them like to pick a side, Nurgle, Tzeentch, or Korn. So the once calmer warp, the once relaxing kiddie pool, has now been bloated.
The warp was calm at one point. He described it as like hell. That's kind of crazy.
A million years of war will certainly make Korn, god of murder and slaughter, more powerful. A million years of war will probably make Tzeentch, god of deception and change, a little more powerful. And
I'm imagining there was probably a lot of deception and change because of that war. A lot of war, a lot of blood and war because of the war. There's a lot of fucking rot, a lot of death, a lot of rot because of that war.
good god, a million years of war will make Nurgle, god of decay,
Oh, wait.
and good god, a million years of war will make
Oh, okay.
Nurgle,
I
god
thought for a second he was saying that he was a good god, and now he's the god of decay. Nothing. Let's move on.
of decay, just the tiniest bit more powerful.
Dude, what a weird... I mean, obviously he looks all nasty and like, ugh. But like on top of it, bro has a collar that is his own flesh. A collar that is his own flesh that is a mouth that his head comes out of. That's kind of cool.
Powerful. Now, entering that kiddie pool is no longer fun, it's dangerous. The warp is now a problem. Hell is resembling hell a lot closer to what we imagined it originally. The sea of souls and the realm of chaos are now intertwined. So who else to brave the galaxy than a species that won't need to deal with that?
Okay. The Age of the Eldar.
The Eldar are space elves. They have a lot of the traits that you probably think of when you
Wait, what the... Okay, so we got space cyborgs, and now we got space elves? That's kind of fucking dope. I like that shit. That's cool.
think of elves, tall, slender, pointy ears, bit more androgynous looking, no matter what DeviantArt will tell you, and a bit stronger on the emotional side. The old ones.
Oh, is that the same case with the Eldars?
And when they were getting, you know, absolutely bodied by the Catan and the Necrons, they made some new races to try to help them. One of them was the Eldar. It didn't save them.
Wait, who made the Eldar?
Emotional side. The old ones, as I mentioned, could
The
create
old
life.
ones.
And when they were
Okay.
getting, you know, absolutely bodied by the Catan and the Necrons, they made some new races.
Oh, the old ones that declined helping the Necrons.
races to try to help them. One of them was the Eldar. It didn't save them, but they're here now anyway. Oh, and also the orcs, but they're busy right now.
Yo, so this feels like, okay, so this is like space meets classic fantasy? You have the undead, elves, orcs. That's fucking cool. That's cool, dude. It's like your classic fantasy elements, but the space variant. I kind of fuck with it.
The Eldar are a particularly psychically powerful race, so they were really adept at being able to handle the new
Them being psychic, yeah, so like they're kind of magical, if you will.
turbulent warp of chaos and good at killing necrons, hence why they went to sleep. Being psychically gifted is basically like being a wizard, but you get your
I knew it. It's basically magic.
wizard powers from hell. This is called being
They have hell magic? Hell magic.
psyker. And basically, if you want to
Psych.
do cool wizard shit like lightning from your hands or reading someone's mind, you can do that, but you siphon the energy to do that from the warp. Luckily, the Eldar are very good at handling this without too many negative effects because, you know, summoning power from the Sea of Souls with the new Chaos Friends can be a bit of an issue.
I can imagine.
Eldar are pretty good at it. And you see, what's really cool and also awful about Warhammer is that most developed species travel long, faster than light distances by going through that warp. They create a
Which makes sense. That makes sense. I thought the warp was okay. So the warp is an actual there's like an actual location with the warp. It's not something you tap into. It's like an actual location somewhere. I'm gonna need a map.
air in reality to unreality and move through it. Faster than light travel? Cringe. We go through hell itself to deliver your packages. For those of you who play Minecraft, you know how the nether is like a pocket dimension? So moving 10 spaces in the nether is actually moving something like 1,000 in the real world. That's basically what warp travel is. Just much like in the nether, there are a lot of things that want to kill you. The Eldar found a way to do so in between realities. Not regular reality, not the warp, something else. A purgatory of sorts. A fabricated psychic realm that allowed them to travel without fearing the negative effects of the warp. The Eldar were the perfect fit for the new galaxy, and they took it with open arms and pointy ears. The empire of the Eldar spread everywhere, and it spread all the way until now, the 21st century. That's right, while you were watching NPC streams on TikTok,
Not me. Never did that.
elves were ruling the galaxy, and they did so for quite a long period of time.
Oh, so this place takes place in our galaxy? All this shit happens in our galaxy?
The 21st century
What was that sound?
came and went. Humanity grew and grew all under the nose of their elf overlords. At this time, humans advanced, your classic sci-fi style way. We began to expand, colonize our solar system, terraformed our planets, created new and more powerful machines and starships. The age of Terra, also known as Earth, but we call it Terra here, was here and existed.
I feel like that's a pretty common name for Earth though. Other species be calling that bitch Terra.
The 21st century all the way until the 15th millennia. Not much is known about this time. Not much needs to be known. Humanity grew up, sought the stars. It's classic. Then came the years between 15,000 and 25,000, the age of technology.
Dude, this is from so we just skipped from 2,000 to 15,000. Wow. That's kind of crazy. And I understand like how it could be irrelevant to like the overarching story, right? Because it's just the advancement of humans. Humans advancing. That's it. It doesn't really play into things beyond maybe our solar system, beyond our advancement. Like we're not coming into contact with the other aliens, maybe, you know, or at least not on like a high level, not like war or anything like that. Even though that'd be surprising if humans didn't start trying to fight wars. Anyways,
or to some,
age of technology.
dark age.
The
of
dark
technology.
age of technology.
This is when humanity reached a new apex of technological understanding. When you think of sci-fi, there's a lot of things you can think of. Star Trek, maybe Star Wars style. You can go cyberpunk dystopian. The age of technology was deep sci-fi, like a scientific prowess that fringed on magic. This is also when the first ever psychers began showing up in humanity. Individuals with the genetic mutation to be able to access the warp
and there's mutants.
Because of that, travel through it. Humanity was no longer constricted to their early ways of travel. With warp travel, they could go anywhere in the galaxy. They equipped
And then they decided to warp, and they fucking found themselves in the middle of all the shit going down.
with gigantic AI machines, with everything you would ever need to know about mankind, and sent them out on colony ships to expand their influence across the galaxy. And this was truly the golden age of humanity. And with every—
Oh no. Oh God, no. Oh yeah. Oh, this golden age, very, very dangerous golden age.
every golden age, there is a fall. While the new human upstarts of the galaxy were reaching new levels of technology and prowess, the Eldar were engaging in debauchery! What happens when a species has everything? You can produce unlimited food out of nothing. Your need for farmers and workers, gone. You have dominated the stars and have created a fast travel system that doesn't rely on the dangers of the warp. You have nothing else to do. You have no struggles, no problems, and feel as if there is nowhere else to go. Well, you begin to
Conquer. Yeah, expand.
The Eldar started harmless enough. You know, you take a serious interest in your species' culture, your arts, paintings, poems, plays. These are Eldar, elves, remember? Their emotions are heightened, more powerful than us humans. So your plays get louder. They start to push on the limits of your hearing ability. Your music becomes different, more deranged. It pushes the boundaries of what is
music.
Art. The visual spectacle of art becomes more bizarre, more delusional, more eccentric. And let's not forget a very important sense. Touch. Pornography is one thing. Brothels is another. What if they all mixed? What if your brothels were part of your art and music? And what if those became more deranged? The boundaries of debauchery were not just met, but shattered. Next thing you know, murder is commonplace and often mixed with the art, music, and sex. Pain is a common byproduct of entertainment. Whatever sensation you can have—
God damn. Oh, they reached a point where everything was just fucked.
Must be increased, must be enhanced,
They basically reached a point where, like, they needed more. Nothing was good enough. Push the boundaries, break through the boundaries. You want to establish new boundaries? We want to push those boundaries, break through those boundaries. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, they're fucked.
Be taken to the limits. The Eldar Empire slipped into a nightmarish realm of
I'm not surprised.
Excess, with the worst of it taking place in a city in the Webway, a black market for these kinds of heinous acts known as Kamara. Some Eldar saw the writing on the wall, saw what was happening to their species and how far they had slipped. So they boarded continent-sized starships called craft worlds and left their empire.
That's an interesting looking ship.
Enlightened, calmer existence among their peers.
Oh.
Some, those in Kamara, pushed—
Oh, this makes sense. That makes sense. So there would be some people that are like, yo, I think we lost sight of what we should be doing. Guys, maybe we shouldn't be going down this path. I think we're going down the wrong path. So some people would break away. They don't fuck with the path that they're on. That makes sense. I imagine that the Eldar would break. Some people would continue on the path that they're on. Others would break away trying to establish something that's not as fucking absolutely wild and unhinged as what it seems they had been doing.
to even greater heights, relishing the pain and torment they inflicted on those around them. All during this, the warp, the yin to the
all
yang
became
of the
sadists.
world was fed by these emotions.
And
by the
masochists,
psychic
probably.
Power of the Eldar, by the souls taken in these depraved acts on a galactic scale. And
Fucking
just
hell.
like that, Eldar ended. Slanesh, the fourth chaos god, was
Titty!
birthed into existence.
Hey, somebody got a block. Hey, you might have to like put a little whoop on that shit. Put a little whoop. Hide it.
and consumed the souls of 90% of the Eldar population. Those that fled were spared the worst of it, and those in the Webway and Kamara were able to stave off the pull of Slaanesh so long as they continued to commit horrid acts of torture and violence. But for the majority of the Eldar, their empire died with Slaanesh's birth. The new fourth Chaos God. She
Fucking hell. Dude, they did such wild shit that the warp birthed a new Chaos God. That's wild.
who thirsts, the god of unspeakable excess of pleasure, pain, hedonism, and perfection, had been born. With the fall of the Eldar Empire came the ruin of humanity. Slaanesh's birth sent storms in the warp across the galaxy, making travel between star systems impossible. Coupled with a huge classic AI rebellion, a staple in these sci-fi settings, humanity began to suffer an age of strife.
Now, fuck. Everything went bad for the humans all at once. Oh, that's tough.
Planets that relied on intergalactic travel were completely cut off. Long-range messages normally sent through the warp were snuffed out. If you were a planet
that's tough,
that was
dude.
great at mining stuff but couldn't get food, well, you know that movie about the rugby players in the mountains? Oh, and because of these insane warp storms and fluctuations, psychers began to appear among the human population a bit more often. Now, this initially had them hunted down as witches, because that's pretty common in this setting, but some deemed it right to protect them. Unfortunately for those people, psychers, because they open a gateway to the warp, don't really know how to use their powers well.
Oh, no.
Kind of attract demons who then force their way through the psyker as a conduit
Oh, no. Oh, fuck.
and begin to slaughter the population of your planet. The Age of Strife was a catastrophic period of time for humanity and set back their progress tenfold over the not one, not two, but 5,000 year period. During this time, the age of humanity that we know began to form. Worlds equipped with large mechs for agriculture began to equip them with weapons to defend from alien and demonic invaders.
So humanity was advancing. Shit went down with the warp, causing more people to mutate, tap into the warp, and bring the horrors of the warp to humanity. And then, in turn, we became a civilization that needed to fight instead of advance technologically. Fuck.
Over 5,000 years, this became a custom and tradition, dubbing them as night worlds, a feudal society of honor-bound knights in gigantic robots that uphold the chivalric
Kinda
code
cool.
to defend their worlds and honor. A group of individuals on Mars, after radioactively bombing their planet to become inhospitable to human life, ran their entire lives underground on the few life support systems keeping them
What in the Gurren Lagann?
alive. Those technicians who could work on the machines and keep them operational were revered, and over 5,000 years went from skilled members of society to full-blown priests. The cult mechanic.
See, this is one thing I am aware of when it comes to Warhammer, is it's very like religion-y, culty and religion-y. And so that's the element that I'm already aware of. So this is when we start getting that religious aspect coming about.
Skilled members of society.
I mean, gods do exist. Yeah, but up to this point, we're not really hearing like, and so the Necrons worshipped the, you know what I mean? Like they were devout to the, you know what I mean? We're not hearing that as much. Now it feels like he's like bringing up religion for real, for real.
To full-blown priests. The cult mechanicus, or tech priests of Mars, formed in the ashes of the Red Planet with a religious fervor and doctrine on the cult of the machine god. And on Earth, techno-barbarian tribes waged war across the planet in a Mad Max style of blood and gore.
Fuck.
So finally, a mysterious man who lived in the shadows
The
of
Emperor.
He finally revealed himself to the populace. His name was the Emperor. He deemed himself the Emperor of mankind. Where did he come from? I don't know. Why is he 10 feet tall and the most powerful psyker of all of mankind? I don't know. Why is he basically immortal? I don't know. Where'd Cotton Eye Joe go? Who knows? But he's here, and he isn't happy with all of you.
Interesting. So there's not a lot of information on the Emperor. Not a lot of information on the Emperor. People don't really know about him. I imagine this is one of those things that like, damn, you know what's tough about this? There's not a real like official, is there like an official documentation of the history and lore of Warhammer? You just accept it? I would like to learn more though. If it was one of those things that like they hinted at and like, okay, cool. So we do. That's what I was gonna say. If it's one of those things that over time they're like giving us more and more information on the like, but the problem is the lore of Warhammer is a bunch of different people writing these novels. There is no like one person that has like actually identified and like come up with how it's supposed to be. In a way, that's really cool because it feels more collaborative, and it also it doesn't limit the ideas of what can come around, right? It doesn't limit it. I like that, right? Because one person might come up with some good ideas, but they might have like shittier ideas on the way something should be than someone else. So this collaborative effort, I kind of do like, but also, you know what I mean? I don't think the creators want players to know more about the Emperor, honestly. Maybe one day. Yeah, but in terms of storytelling, it's something like very interesting that I would want to know. The unknowable is oftentimes more interesting. The problem is with the way that my brain works, if nobody knows, it just seems like a fucking plot hole. They're like, we need, how are we going to make humanity get past this? Let's just create a being that comes out of nowhere and saves them. Okay. You know what I mean? It feels like an ass pull. And I'm not saying that that's what it is, but the way that my brain works, if there isn't information coming out that's like, you know, elaborating on certain details, like who the Emperor is or how he came about or something, you know what I mean? Then that's how it's going to feel to me, because that's just the way that my brain works. But you guys said that they do drip feed a little bit here and there about stuff. So it is something that over time we'll probably get more information, and we have already gotten more information, just not everything. I mean, there's more info, but in general, the Emperor is a plot convenience. Oh, damn. That kind of sucks.
Ripping up Terra. So he began the Unification Wars, where he and a very early version of the famous Space Marines, the Thunder Warriors, reunited Terra under a single banner. With blood. Then, after taking over Earth, he reunited the Thunder Warriors into the fucking dirt. This is where we get the Imperium under a single banner. With blood. Then, after taking over Earth, he reunited the Thunder Warriors into the fucking dirt. This.
Damn. He used these Thunder Warriors to take over and then killed them all. That's what he just said.
Where we get the Imperium of Man, also known as the Imperium. The Imperium.
I've heard of the
by
Imperium.
The Emperor of Mankind, with a treaty signed with the Cult Mechanicus on Mars to spread out and reunite humanity after the catastrophic Age of Strife. But first, the Emperor is going to need some smaller versions of himself. 20 of them. 18 of them, I meant. Gene-crafted...
Oh, I don't understand that. Is there supposed to be 20, but then 2 of them aren't recognized? That's interesting.
Of the strongest human to ever live. All of them possess unparalleled strategic power, intelligence, formidable strength and size. A real powerful force to unite humanity and stop the chaos of the current galaxy. Speaking of chaos, you ever seen that image of that guy? It's like throwing the baby like a basketball. It's about what happened. The Chaos Gods intervened and grabbed the 18 Primarch gestation pods and yeeted them across the galaxy at a whim, everywhere they could.
Fucking hell, dude. Wait, okay, so you're telling me the Emperor creates 18 kind of mini versions of himself. Children? Sure. I forgot, but aren't they clones? It feels like if they're supposed to be mini versions of himself, there is a level of cloneness, but they're not on the same level, obviously, as the Emperor. So and also, by the way, just look at all their faces. There is such a similarity across their faces. So, yeah. Creates a bunch of versions of himself.
Sons of the strongest human to ever live. All of them possess unparalleled strategic power, intelligence, formidable strength.
And then the Chaos
a
Gods
real,
came
powerful
along.
force to unite humanity and stop the chaos of the current galaxy. Speaking of chaos, you ever seen that image of that guy? It's like throwing the baby like a basketball. It's about what happened. The Chaos Gods intervened and grabbed the
Fucking
18
hell,
Primarch
dude.
gestation pods and yeeted them across the galaxy at a whim, everywhere they could possibly go. A galactic game.
Fucking, yo, in a way, kind of spread humanity across the galaxy. So, low-key kind of cool. But also, fucking hell, dude.
Of keep away. So the Emperor had to get them back. So begins the Great Crusade.
The Great
A
Crusade.
across the stars to reunite not just humanity, but the Emperor with his fallen sons. The first to be found was Horus. One of the strongest and most noble sons. The Emperor carried with him.
Yeah, that guy's a traitor. This guy's a fucking traitor. I can tell already.
Was Horus.
He's giving big Lex Luthor vibes, by the way. And then this little shit right here, what he's doing, just really, this guy's a traitor. Horus is a bad guy.
One of the strongest and most noble sons. The Emperor carried with him a legion of newly crafted
Horus stabbed fucking the Emperor in the back or something. I already know it, dude. I can already see it. He's a Brutus. You know what I mean?
warriors with genetic material made from their Primarch father. These are the newly made Space Marines.
Wait, Horus made the Space Marines?
Humanity, but the Emperor with his fallen sons. The first to be found was Horus. One of the strongest and most noble sons. The Emperor carried with him a legion of.
I was wrong. They're talking about the Emperor. This is not Horus. Okay, gotcha.
Crafted
So the Emperor
with
created the
genetic
Space
material
Marines
made from their
to go in
Primarch
on this
stock.
crusade to find his
These are
sons.
the newly made Space Marines.
Fire.
For Horus, his were the Luna Wolves. And as the Emperor continued on his great crusade, he found more and more of his sons, reuniting
Luna
them
Wolves.
with their individual Space Marine legions. Lehman Russ, the cunning hunter.
Oh, cool. Okay, so he made like little Space Marine groups for everybody. He was like, here you go. I'll give some of them there. I'll put some of them over there. I'll put a little bit over there and a little over there.
With the Space Wolves.
Horus Heresy is like the best known. Oh, that's why I thought, okay, I've heard of that, the Horus Heresy. I've definitely heard of this. That's probably why I thought that. It's probably why I thought that. In combination with him doing the little, I think I've heard of this term, Horus Heresy, so that's probably why I thought that he was going to be a traitor. Okay, that makes sense.
Ogul Dorm, the Phalanx with the Imperial Fists. Angron, the Barbarian, the very angry with his world
The
eaters.
angry,
Fulgrim,
the very
the
angry.
perfect with his Emperor's children. And Jagatai Khan, the swift, the stoic, and his white scars. Those were just some of the 18, and one by one his lost Primarch sons were returned to him, and their Space Marine legions returned to them. The Great Crusade saw humanity once again reconquer the stars, returning
Fire.
worlds of humanity back to the Imperium and killing any and all who stood against their noble
Fire, dude.
crusade. But in the years of the 31st millennia, treachery would break this all apart.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Horus, the Emperor's most
Fucking
beloved
hell.
and favored sons, named War Master for the Crusade, succumbed to the power of chaos and daddy issues. All because
Oh,
of that
no.
bastard Erebus. Yo, fuck Erebus. Slowly, Horus would
Fuck
become
Erebus.
corrupted,
I'm with it.
turning the Emperor's sons against him. This begins the most pivotal moment in our story, and the one that has like 50 books written about it, the Horus Heresy. 9 of the 18 Primarchs turned against the Emperor, and the following years were a bloody battle for the throne of Terra. The Emperor
Holy shit.
originally was working on a special webway project, just like the Eldar, to make faster-than-light travel significantly easier and safer. Really improve humanity to allow them to conquer the stars without the risk of the warp. Well, this big red idiot named Magnus kind of blew a hole into that, literally and figuratively. So Big E over there is stuck on a gigantic golden throne, holding back the oncoming rush of demons and powering the Astronomicon. Basically a big North Star for people who are sailing in the warp to help them navigate. The Horus Heresy.
Oh, he became like a battery for this thing.
Saw many loyalist and traitor legions pitted against each other in a bloody war until it reached Terra itself. Horus, unable to break through the lines and with time running out, made a gambit and opened his ship up to be boarded. The Emperor took this challenge, quickly allowing someone else to take control of the throne as he teleported his way onto Horus's flagship, the Vengeful Spirit.
Wait, so he let someone else take his position on the... There's somebody else capable? He put one of his sons?
Throne as he teleported his way onto Horus's flagship, the Vengeful Spirit. The Emperor, unable to truly kill his most beloved son.
Fuck. No. In the last second, he was like, I cannot kill my son. Is it one of those things?
Changed his mind right quick when Horus strangled the life out of his other son, Sanguinius.
Oh, no!
I'm sure you've seen
Was that a
this
vampire? Holy shit, dude.
image at some point. The Emperor then said,
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
and proceeded to psychically blast Horus into complete oblivion, killing not only his body, but also his soul.
Or so we thought. Is it gonna hit us with that?
Horribly wounded from this.
No. Oh, he actually did. Okay, so Horus was killed for his heresy. Holy shit.
Emperor is returned to the Golden Throne in order to keep the demons at bay and power the Astronomicon, because without it, humanity would be flying blind. There he sits, slowly dying from his wounds and the strain of powering the Golden Throne. The only thing keeping him alive is feeding upon the souls of 1,000 psychers every single day. This was 10,000 years ago. We are now in the 41st millennium, modern day. Warhammer.
Hey Siri, how many days are in 10,000 years? Multiply that times 1,000. You fucking suck. Bro literally ate 3 billion psychers. The souls of 3 billion psychers. Yeah, basically when I asked it to multiply it times 1,000, it was like, all right, I got you. And it fucking like, it went 3 point blah, 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 times 10 to the 9th power. Oh, fuck you. Just put the fucking number there. Just put the number so that way you could say the number out loud.
40,000. The Emperor remains on.
So now basically everything up to, holy shit, this 26 minutes was the lore to get us to Warhammer 40K.
Throne. The Imperium is a rotting carcass of an empire, a fascist, xenophobic cult that worships the Emperor as a deity despite him never wanting to be seen as a god. Over the span of 1 million worlds, the ecclesiarchy, the church of the Emperor, is spread throughout. Inquisitors with unparalleled power root out any sign of heresy or lack of devotion to their
Oh, so
god.
this is where it really became religious. The Emperor is their god. So holding up the Astronomicon for 10,000 years turned him into essentially a god in the eyes of the people, and now everyone worships him. That's where the real religious aspect comes from.
The traitor legions move about as Chaos Space Marines, raiding.
Oh, shit. So the traitors are still out there as traitors. Half of the sons are worshipers spreading the gospel of the Emperor, and then half of the sons...
pillaging the Imperium, while the loyalist half does their best to keep the Empire alive. All throughout this, they must endure Orc invasions, Eldar trickery, the reawakening of the Necron race, and the Great Devourer, the newest tyrannid threat from the darkness between galaxies that has arrived to feast on their worlds.
Fuck.
The theme of Warhammer 40,000 is regression and intolerance. Every major faction in Warhammer has had an empire that spanned the galaxy only to be crushed back to a hollow shell of what they once were due to their own failings. Culture, the arts, personal freedom, religious tolerance, the simple possibility that alien life might not want to kill us is considered heretical and is often met with a pistol to the head.
Holy
There is no time
fuck.
for these things. All there is time for
is war.
Worship of the God Emperor and a million wars to be fought. To be a human in the 41st millennia is 99% of the time to live a horrible existence. To be one of trillions of other humans across a million worlds throughout the galaxy.
Holy shit.
A galaxy where AI is outlawed, so humans are repurposed and lobotomized to become slaves. A place where lack of devotion is met with death. And if you even have devotion, there's a good chance the threats to the galaxy, chaos, and aliens will kill you anyway. Warhammer is a world
fucking hell, dude.
In being bad. There are protagonists, there are antagonists, but every faction is some shade of evil. Because playing the bad guys is always more fun. And my friend, you have a selection. So pick up
okay.
And
a lot of bad guys out there, huh? A lot of options to play as.
Friend, you have a selection. So pick up that las gun soldier. You and the other 3 million men and women in this single deployment on this single world in this single battle will now show them the might of the God Emperor. That weapon in your hands has killed 99% of the alien populations in this galaxy. Unfortunately for you, soldier, you're fighting the final 1%. May the Emperor be with us. Glory to the first man to die.
Holy shit.
For in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war.
Holy shit. Oh my God, dude. That's fucking crazy, man. This is pretty wild, dude. So the lore to get here, pretty interesting. It's actually, I feel like it's really well thought out, but it's literally it just gets us to 40K. And what 40K is just war. It's just war. Just war everywhere, all over. This is just straight up war all over, everywhere, all over. That's fucking crazy, dude.
Thank you, everyone. I hope I have helped teach you about Warhammer.
I think so. You did. You taught me.
Person and you want to get a bit more about the world, there are multiple books that do a great job at showing off how the entire universe operates. For the most part, Warhammer is a setting, and often stories are told in that setting with a Warhammer code.
She kind of hot, I ain't gonna lie.
Paint. Gaunt's Ghosts is Band of Brothers, but Warhammer. It's honestly one of my #1 recommendations for new people. Assassinorum Kingmaker is an assassin novel involving those night worlds. This is Mission Impossible, but Warhammer. Bloodlines is Blade Runner, but Warhammer. And the list goes on and on.
Interesting. Okay, so a lot of the books, they're very similar to like shit you're already aware of, but in the Warhammer setting. That's kind of fucking cool. I like that.
I had to recommend a brand new novel for a first-time Warhammer enjoyer. These are the 4 I would recommend: Horus Rising, Caiaphas Cain, First and Only, Gaunt's Ghosts, and Infinite and the Divine. They are all
Horus Rising, I mean, yeah, I mean, that seems like the thing to read for the Horus Heresy. And I think the Horus Heresy is probably a big part of what you should read. Oh, is this one about the Necrons? Maybe that's one that the Necrons seem kind of cool.
All fantastic novels, and they will get you acquainted with the world without needing to know too much. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Get yourself a Gamer Subs flavor.
Fire. Loved it. Absolutely loved it, man. That was cool, dude. That was really, really cool. I really enjoyed this. Very interesting learning about Warhammer. Very interesting lore. The Necrons seem really fucking cool. I want more about the Necrons. You know what I mean? We got we find out all this cool shit, and then they're like, yeah, we're going to sleep. And then, okay, I kind of want to catch up with them. I think I would want a bigger Necron video. I'm sure he's got one. A bigger Necron video, a bigger Horus Heresy video, and any of the like I wonder if there's like big rivalries between these factions. You know what I mean? I feel like that would be cool. Any like, you know, certain Primarchs that are really against one another, that would be kind of cool. But overall, man, really enjoyed this video. Warhammer seems really, really fucking cool. Let me know, what do you recommend? You know, what other stuff should I check out Warhammer lore related? down in the comments. Make sure you go check out more of, I'm sure a lot of you have already checked out videos from this creator, from Bricky, right? I mean, y'all told me to check out this video. Basically told me to check out videos from Bricky. So make sure you check out Bricky's content if you haven't already. And, you know, let me know what else should I check out to understand the Warhammer universe more? Or what stories do you think he dives into that are most interesting, or that you might think I would find most interesting? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. But don't just leave a comment, also click the like button, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, make sure you all keep it fresh. Peace.